Hello, Torah community. It's Rav Natan here to share with you some words of Torah for this week's Parshat Tissa, and hopefully reflect a little bit on this past week of Tan and Esther and Purim and Shushan Purim. When Hashem realizes what Am Yisrael has done, he expresses his frustration of Am Yisrael's worshiping of the golden calf, their making of this egel, their bringing korbanos to this egel, this dancing, all the things that they did surrounding the egel hazahav. Hashem expresses his frustration by saying, "Am kshe'orefu." They're a stiff-necked people. Now, in context, what that means, as we know, is that they're stubborn. I, Hashem, took them out of Mitzrayim. I, Hashem, gave them the Eser Makos and Yitzis Mitzrayim and the Kriyas Yamsuf. And now I'm trying to get them on board with this whole Torah mitzvos thing, with this whole having a relationship with me, this bris I want with them. And yet, they seem to be stubborn. They seem to be not coming easily to all of these things. And that's why I'm frustrated. And that's how I'm characterizing their challenge. They are Am Kshe'oref. And yet later, when Moshe is davening to Hashem, Moshe says to Hashem, quote the pasuk here, he says, "You know what, Hashem? You should forgive Am Yisrael. Vayomer imna matzasi chen beinecha Adonai yelech na Adonai v'kirbeinu ki am kshe'orafu v'salachta la'avonenu lo'chatosenu l'chotanu." Hashem, you should forgive Am Yisrael. You know why? Because they are Am kshe'oref. They are stiff-necked people. They are stubborn. Wait, hold on a second. That's exactly what Hashem was frustrated with. This is the negative trait that Am Yisrael has, that they're so stubborn and they can't get on board. And now Moshe is saying that you should forgive them because they're stubborn? I don't understand. What, is this a good thing or a bad thing? How could this be the reason that Moshe is asking Hashem to forgive the Jewish people? One way of looking at this could be, is that Am Kshe'oref, stubbornness, is on the one hand a really annoying and frustrating and bad trait. On the other hand, it can be extremely positive. If you're stubborn about something silly or something negative, and you're not going to give in, that's not good. And on the other hand, if you are stubborn about something positive, something to achieve a positive end, well, that's the only way possibly you might actually accomplish what you need to because of how stubborn you are. Chovas HaTalmidim, a book about chinuch, describes how sometimes you have a kid who is incredibly stubborn, and that kid, when they're younger, it might be frustrating and difficult in the classroom. Yet at the same time, if you're able to take that midah and direct it towards Hashem, wow, they can be so stubbornly committed to avodas Hashem. And so I think that's a message for us. We have to reflect: are we being stubborn? And if we are, why are we being stubborn? For something silly, for something petty? No, that's not a time to be stubborn. That's Am Kshe'oref. That's when Hashem was frustrated with them, Cheta Egel. But if we're being stubborn for something positive, and we're using our stubborn commitment to achieve an end that is incredible and that is positive, that is for Hashem, so then that could be great, and that can be an amazing midah. And I think maybe if you think about the Purim story a little bit, a lot of people had a lot of Am Kshe'oref, or a lot of chutzpah, a lot of stubbornness. Mordechai not willing to bow down to Haman just because he didn't want to bow down, but yet there were such big ramifications from that. That was being stubborn. Esther, even though she didn't want to go to the king, Mordechai was stubborn. You're going to do it. I'm going to make you do it. And Esther eventually, when she decides to do the parties and to go to the king and risk her life, she's Am Kshe'oref. She's stubborn in her commitment to what she wants. And ultimately, it's that stubbornness and that hishtadlut, those actions from the people in the Purim story that helped to get what the end of the story was to achieve Hashem's bracha, to be able to have Am Yisrael saved. And so Hashem should bless us this week and in general this year to reflect on why we're stubborn and to be stubborn, Am Kshe'oref, not in the negative, but in the positive. Shabbat Shalom.